A tourist shoved another, then came the punch, then another. Screams erupted, a full-on fight, right outside Buckingham Palace. And through it all, the royal guard stood still, right beside it, didn't move an inch, but his jaw tightened, his fingers twitched. He wasn't ignoring it, he was holding the line, with everything he had. Royal guards are trained to stand still in the face of anything. Shouts, mockery, heat, noise, but on one chaotic afternoon, the threat wasn't distant. It was right beside him. A full-blown fight broke out between two angry tourists, and the guard closest wasn't allowed to interfere. This is the true account of Guard Samuel Hayes, who stood in silence as violence unfolded inches away. May 19, 4:42 p.m. The final wave of tourists crowds the outer palace gate. Phones up, selfies flashing, street performers nearby. Guard Samuel Hayes stands at the northwest corner, prime visibility. Suddenly, a commotion. Two tourists arguing over space. One bumped into the other. An elbow, a shout, then a punch. People screamed. A woman was shoved, children pulled away, and right beside it all, Samuel, motionless, expressionless, trained not to move. By regulation, a guard must never leave post unless a direct threat is made to the crown. A commanding officer gives permission. A civilian crosses into a restricted area. Street fights, not included, even if it happens at arm's reach, because stepping in could trigger escalation, or cause a scene, or worse, set a dangerous precedent. Later reports confirmed. Samuel's eyes followed the brawl, but he never turned his head. Bodycam footage from nearby officers captured his jaw clenching, left hand slightly tightening on the rifle, a half step into his heel, his body bracing, not reacting. It was all internal, all restrained. Tourists shouted at him, "Do something. Aren't you going to help? This is your job." But Samuel didn't flinch, because he wasn't allowed to. One woman even threw her hands up in frustration, yelling, "He's just standing there like a mannequin." What they didn't see was the battle inside the man holding the line. Tourists shouted at him, "Do something. Aren't you going to help? This is your job." But Samuel didn't flinch, because he wasn't allowed to. One woman even threw her hands up in frustration, yelling, "He's just standing there like a mannequin." What they didn't see was the battle inside the man holding the line. At minute 2:17, palace security intervened. Two plainclothes officers pulled the men apart. No serious injuries, no weapons. The guards remained still the entire time. But the moment the officers arrived, Samuel's body relaxed just slightly. A micro breath out, relief, not because it ended, but because he didn't have to choose between duty and instinct. A week later, an anonymous source leaked a statement from Samuel. "I wanted to step forward. Not because I was scared, but because I didn't want a child to get hurt. But I remembered the drill. Hold your line, hold your purpose, hold for the crown. So I did." The leaked footage and quotes sparked a firestorm of opinion. He did his job. And he did it perfectly. These guards are trained soldiers, not mall security. Imagine the strength it takes to stay still in chaos. One veteran posted, "Sometimes standing still takes more courage than rushing in." In a podcast interview using voice modulation, he added, "It was the longest 2 minutes of my life. But I'd do it again, not because I don't care, but because the uniform means I trust others to do their job while I do mine." 1 week later, a family who had been at the scene sent a handwritten letter to the guard who didn't move. "Thank you. You showed my son what real strength looks like. Not fists, but focus." Enclosed, a small drawing, a crayon sketch of a soldier, labeled, "The Guard WHO stood still for peace." We think strength is action, but sometimes it's control. Samuel Hayes didn't flinch, didn't react, didn't choose violence in the face of chaos. He chose duty, he chose stillness, he chose to stand, not because he didn't care, but because someone had to be the anchor while the world spun.
Thank you, guys. Cheers, guys.
Grecia. Grecia y Sofi. Bully our way through. I know it's a bit of a fun one, but come on through. Alright, here we go. Cheese. A little bit closer. You got tall. You sure you don't want to get the rest of the family in here? Come on over. I can scooch back a little bit.
Non mais l'autre il y a trop.
cheval il le sait. Le cheval il le sait. Tiens, regardez le nouveau gardien j'arrive.
Out the box.
Don't cross that white line. Attends. And do one a bit closer. Cheese. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah, the
All right. Look, now, once you've taken a photo with me, just meet me right on the other side of us. I'll come to you.
Comment, still for peace, if this made you see the guards differently. Share this with someone who values discipline over drama. Tag a friend who holds their ground with calm. Subscribe now for more true moments from the guards of London.